So for relating part one, there's not really much new here, but I thought I'd just kind of go through it and highlight some of the things that I know are different that you may not have, that might throw you off. So that's not the intent. So of course the attendance is already passed, so you start here on part one. Make sure to name your files correctly, update them as needed, meaning your SQL files. And then like I showed in attendance, you can write the SQL or the queries in the file, but make sure they run before you run your proof of work. Okay. Then make sure you have your headings correct. Now one thing you will notice on my commit messages is that I do one of n, and what that means is one of many. N meaning whatever number is in there. Many is the way that's abbreviated. So when you see 1:n, that means one of many. And then when you see n colon, or the other one is m colon, let me go here and find it, m:(n), so many to whatever, so many to many. So if you wonder when you're doing that what that means, that's it. So make sure you're paying attention to the number of queries, because sometimes you're writing a combination of static queries, or what Carter and I've talked about this in attendance, is one at a time, and then subqueries, right? So probably here, if I had to go back and look, it'd been two static queries and then one subquery that answers that same question. And here's what I was talking about, okay? Make sure it runs without error. Make sure you include the print. I'll be grading that as part of the work. Now this week, as I've done before, your break is optional. Now because of the campus holiday, this is a little less time, so you might consider if how that would work in your schedule, right? So this is going to be due Tuesday night, so if you take a break, or really Wednesday morning when I get up to grade, that only gives you for review until the next day. But as before, if you're taking a break, just to get this, you have to submit your commit history. Even if you've done the work, this is the way you tell me that you've done it. And then my, of course, process is I will review and give you feedback. Now this is one step I wanted to clarify, because this happened with one or two students. If you complete before Thursday morning, resubmit with your commit history and tell me you're ready for a second review, okay? If that works. But remember, in order to get that, it's generally going to have to be Thursday morning or whenever I go through the grading process. All right, so I think that should give you a heads up for what you need for this one. Now for the next item, which is the review, I just went through it as well. I didn't create a video for it. These are subqueries. You can ask it for the schema, but I generally just recommend having the schema available. Remember, when you're writing queries in the app here, that you can do Control Enter to get a new line. It just kind of makes it easier, especially when we're writing subqueries here. I'm not going to write this first one, I just wanted to show you, right? If you do a select, but let's say to simulate the idea, I'm going to do Shift Enter, and then I can write it, because sometimes it just, the syntax of this can be, and you can maybe accidentally hit enter, so I know that this is a little, a little more challenging writing it here, but I just think it's good muscle memory. You do need to do, as before, 2 attempts at this, okay? And it is 80% of 10 questions correctly. You can still ask the what's the score, but I dropped the requirement for follow-up questions, but you can still ask them. All right, I hope this helps you. Talk to you later.